Hello. There's something that we really need to talk about, and it has to do with the Free NNAMDI KANU protest that is slated for 20th of October 2025. Apparently, my people from the southeast, the Igbos, think that they found that Messiah that will free them from the shackles of the zoo. They think that, oh, what the whole Igbo people have not been able to do, one Yoruba man is doing it. And somehow they think that the activist, Sowore, is about to liberate them and force the federal government to free NNAMDI KANU.
Important message to you this morning regarding our dear brother, the alpha male himself, Mazi NNAMDI KANU. Yes. On that note, I'll turn over to Mr. Sowore. Thank you.
Let me greet everybody in the digital way of greeting in the cha 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 Igbo Kwenu. Cha 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 Igbo Kwenu. Question. That's the digital way. We are here not to waste your time because we don't have time anymore. We have actually run out of time, but they are lucky we have not run out of patience yet. We are here to give you the good news that NNAMDI KANU might be on his way to freedom. But we have one more step to take. You know, those of you who are Christians, you know the wall of Jericho. When it was about to fall, there was a command that we must march around it. And that is what we are doing on October 20th. That wall of Jericho that has been keeping our brother away from freedom, we want to take it down. Amen. By marching on Aso Rock Villa on Monday. Next week. And the judge say, oh, go and face the trial. Let it finish. They want to force him into a conviction so that will be begging for pardon.
Honestly, it's a noble venture. And either you like it or not, you must commend Sowore for being brave, being bold, and able to speak his mind or speak truth to power. But something we have not understood is what actually is the motive of Sowore. Of course, we know that he has been an activist since the 90s. He joined in the fight against the military. He joined in the fight to restore June 12. He joined in several student protests and fights. Good, nice, I must commend him for that. And he's still doing it. The one thing we have not understood about Sowore is his revolution now. In my own thinking, I believe that Sowore believes that for Nigeria to change or be restored, there must be a revolution. And publicly may tell you that he never meant or he's not seeking for a violent revolution. But I can tell you from my assessment of all the things he does, especially since he joined politics and wants to be president, most of the things he does, if not all the things he does, is tending towards seeking for violent protests. Of course, that is why you want to insult any government official. That's why you want to take up every little case. And the way he goes about it, he wants to provoke either the military or the police or the president or soldiers or anybody. And then there will now be a reaction that will snowball into something bigger. Sometimes we need to ask, who is Sowore working for? Because I can't imagine that you are going to court, at the gate, you do video, you see policemen, even ordinary greeting him is a problem. You will insult them. If they try to check him, it becomes, I don't know. Look at the other time he took up the case of the girl, Rai, the girl that was saying Lagos is smelly, the president is this and that and that and that. When he took his men to the NYC office, of course we had the videos and we saw the things that happened. Even when the NYC, the security people were telling him that you can't go in like this, you can't do this. Of course, it's your right to enter unrestricted areas. But we saw the way he was almost provoking the soldiers. That's the kind of person that Sowore is. And I believe that all he is doing is for a violent protest to occur. Again, let me cite an example with NSAS. During NSAS, for the first 7 days, we were all out there. And we made our 7-point agenda that police brutality must end and a lot of other things, because we were thinking of police welfare. And at the point, the federal government decided to accede to the requests of NSAS protesters. But Sowore and others were not happy about this. The protest was too short. Nothing has really happened. So now the narrative was now that don't trust government. They're only saying this so that you stop protests. Let's keep at it. Fire more. And we that were on Twitter kept seeing people like Sowore and Reno Mokwe going from NSAS hashtag, from end bad government to end Buhari, end APC, end this, end that. At that point, we knew that people were ready to hijack that protest. Forgetting that there are people who genuinely went there to protest for the police. There were people that went there genuinely to protest for police, to protest against police brutality, which all of us agree that was and is a problem in Nigeria, especially against the youths. So when we decided that we were going to stay back and dialogue or negotiate with government, these people said no. And a lot of celebrities also deceived the people and asked them to keep at it. And when hoodlums, whoever sponsored them, I don't know, you can accuse government, you can accuse APC, you can accuse Tinubu, you can accuse Fashola, you can accuse Sanwo-Olu. But at that point, when they began to hijack this peaceful protest and they started burning police stations, they started ordering the killings of some people, many people withdrew. At least I covered like 2 or 3 protest grounds. Many people withdrew. But these people kept on going. And when government saw that this thing was going to escalate, they imposed a curfew. And it was announced on radio, TV, and paper, and everywhere that there's going to be curfew from 6 to the following morning. And what did Sowore and other people do? They said, no, don't obey the curfew. Even the celebrities, some celebrities that were on Twitter saying that you should not stop, that you should go ahead, that police cannot do anything, soldiers cannot do anything. go and gather at Otoge. Some of the celebrities were not there. They were in their houses tweeting. Only one person that I know stayed. That is the DJ. DJ Switch. And we all know what happened at the end. They said, no, hold Nigerian flag. When soldiers seize Nigerian flag, they will not shoot you. Who told you that? So that is by the way, but all I'm trying to say is that Sowore and others try to hijack Hensas and make it a violent revolution. And one of those that also hijacked this peaceful protest and made it violent is NNAMDI KANU. This same person that Sowore is advocating is freedom. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that it is not right to ask for freedom, to ask for diplomatic solution, to ask for political solution to the issue of NNAMDI KANU and the Southeast. But to come from the point of he did not do anything, to tell people, to tell us, to tell Lagosians, to tell Igbo in Anambra and Imo and Ebonyi that NNAMDI KANU is innocent, he did not do anything. I think that is, I don't want to use the word stupid, but I think that is very, very insensitive of him and all the Igbo people that are following him this time around. NNAMDI KANU did not do anything. We all listen to Radio Biafra. We all see posts from the WhatsApp groups. We all see the direct tweets that were coming from NNAMDI and the IPOB members. And I think it's important we play some of them to you.
Declared 24 hours curfew. So I want to ask, tomorrow, are we permitted to go out and do what we need to do?
The protest is every day for the next 3 weeks. Every blessed day for the next 3 weeks. And you people must devise a strategy to outwit the army. As I said before, the army will face in one direction. There are some guns in Edo State right now as we speak. Use those guns to kill 1 or 2 or 3 army officers, take their guns from them and begin to kill the others. Anyone you kill, you take the guns and you kill other people as well. That's how it's going to be. Because they cannot sustain this fight for 3 weeks. Before 3 weeks, if they continue to move their troops down, Boko Haram will overrun the north.
Yes, sir.
And they understand they are very stupid.
Yes,
you know that Janjaweed, they are very daft. Okay. Unless they are the ones sponsoring Boko Haram.
Yes,
there are guns in Edo State already. Kill the army. Wherever you see them, kill 1 or 2. Take their guns and what I'm doing. This very man, we are going to find him as an example with him. His name is NNAMDI KANU. I want his pictures everywhere. The picture of his wife, his extended family, his children. We are going to hunt them down, all of them. We are going to set an example with this idiot, that the world may understand how angry we are. This idiot is responsible because they allowed him to get away scot-free. That is why he can come to mouth rubbish on the piece of newspapers. We want to let these idiots know that they too, they bleed and they will die. His name is NNAMDI KANU. He is the...
Yeah, there's a plan by Sowore to organize a free NNAMDI KANU protest this week. I don't know if they're in tune with that arrangement.
Well, let me tell you, I've always been consistent on NNAMDI KANU's flight. There was no need for the arrest in the first place.
I am warning everybody tonight, if you come out on the 31st on Monday, you are going to die. If you come out on the 31st, I'm warning everybody you're going to die. That very day, allow me to, on the 31st, if you come outside, you will die. If you're a road transporter, if you're a transport worker or whatever, you know how people behave. They want to die. Who can tell me what to do? I'm going to drive. That day you will perish. On the 31st, you will perish. I know 1 or 2 idiots who carry their basket. We are going to market. Can get change home water day. I'll hear you that day. The land will eat you that very day. As you're going out to look for what the children will eat, the land will eat you instead. Any chairman of any market, be it Obani market, be it any market that opens on that very day, you're a gunner. The lamb. Highest thing, they will write about it for 2 or 3 days and you'll be forgotten. It's another one we put on the 31st. You know the way we love dead bodies. Your obituary will happen. At least we'll go there and eat rice. Ndara. Monday is the real deal. 31st, nobody should come outside. If you have relatives in Omoyele, go and tell them all. Go and tell them. Because they wait now, around 12, they'll start peeping out to see. Our people are very foolish. Let me try and see if I can open my shop to see what will happen. Until your brain will be on the floor. Then your eyes will open. I am warning everybody tonight, if you come out on the 31st on Monday, you are going to die.
So, if we are saying, after hearing all this, after seeing all these videos, in fact, I have some videos that are very terrible. We saw the unknown gunmen, the ECN members, or the IPOB members in the House Southeast slaughtering people. I saw one that they even slaughter, they remove her breast, remove her private parts. We saw a video where they caught people and ate them like meat. So are we saying that these people are not human beings? Are we saying that their lives didn't matter? Or are we saying that the relations or the relatives of this victim should shut up and keep quiet? I think that is very insulting. So first of all, if we want to say, look at, there are so many living relations of these victims who are still alive, who have not gotten themselves. They are all over Twitter. They are all over Facebook. Crying every day that this is what this man did to our own people. And either you want to believe it or not, NNAMDI KANU ordered those killings. He ordered the burning of police stations. He ordered the burning of BRT lanes or BRT buses, high courts. And even in River State, he also ordered people to go to 1 or 2 places and do harm. NNAMDI KANU said that if you see any policeman, disarm him, kill him. And not only that, he also said that any Igbo man that did not obey his orders, any Igbo man, politician or citizen or civilian or anybody that did not support IPOB, they should be unalived. They should be killed and buried in shallow graves. If you're an Igbo man and you have culture in your senses, and you know how Igbo man values life, and even a lifeless body, if an Igbo man dies in South Africa, they will bring him back home. If he died in the US, he will be brought back home. Now, to say that these people living in their villages have been killed, these people that have been whose life have been destroyed, you should bury them in shallow grave. You know what that means? So that is, by the way, I'm just trying to say that NNAMDI KANU is not innocent. So if you are going to fight for his freedom and fight for a political solution to his case, don't ever say that he's innocent. He has not done anything. And you cannot also say that he should have been arrested like Peter Obi did. I don't want to talk about the hypocrisy of Peter Obi this time around. But for Peter Obi to say, why was he arrested?
Kill them. If you see the army and the police in your village, kill all of them. Any vehicle you see, destroy it completely.
This is from his Facebook live broadcast.
Including members of the Anambra State vigilante operatives were killed on Monday when unidentified gunmen launched a deadly attack in Dunukofia local government area and Abatete Idemili North local government area of Anambra State. Eyewitnesses reported that the assailants, suspected to be enforcing the Monday sit-at-home directive, stormed Abatete around 8:30 a.m., opening fire on residents. They then moved to the war roundabout, where they randomly fired at people, including vigilante operatives. The attackers also set ablaze several vehicles belonging to the vigilante group and fled the scene after the carnage.
If you see the army and the police in your village, kill all of them. Any vehicle you see, destroy it completely.
Is Peter Obi blind or deaf? Or he just wants to play politics with the life of people of the Southeast? So let us consider the victims. What do we want them to think and say? For you to say these things, these killings that happen in the Southeast is nothing. Or NNAMDI KANU should not be held responsible. I hear people say that no, we know the government, we know the DSS, they can create another group to be doing all these things. If they created another group to be doing all these things, what of NNAMDI KANU's voice? What of his voice? What of the things he was saying on Radio Biafra? What of the things he was saying when he was in Britain? Because of course they thought that nothing will ever make him come to this country until there is freedom. And then we also know that NNAMDI KANU kept saying that the revolution of the freedom of Biafra land must come with blood. So anybody that is being killed this time around, or that time, was a collateral damage and it was necessary. And the funniest thing is, when he added religious terms, religious conditions, religious angle to the whole thing, it baffles me. And you know, Igbo people are very religious people. They fear God, they respect God, they respect religion. They can get very emotional when it comes to religion. And NNAMDI KANU feels that, yes, let's bring this religious angle to it. Of course, that's why he made himself the supreme leader. So that you see him as a spiritual head, as somebody who God has sent to come and liberate them. So if you are not obeying him, that means you are not obeying God. So if you are killed, that means it is God that has allowed your killings. So what actually is the motive of Sowore in bringing up this matter? And right now, people are already thinking, oh, all the efforts of the Southeast people is useless, nothing has happened from it, or is nothing. It is now that Sowore has taken up the fight, and we are ready. And believe it or not, if there's opportunity for the protest to get violent, Sowore will like it. So that there will be chaos, because we'll be hearing of coups, we'll be hearing of violent takeover of government by youths. Of course, when it happened in Nepal, they kept tweeting that it should happen in Nigeria. Even this last one that happened in Madagascar. So people are already calling on the military to do something. So it is my thinking, and I believe that Sowore wants to use the case of NNAMDI KANU to cause that kind of anarchy, that kind of chaos that will bring about the revolution now that has always sought for. He may have his genuine reasons, but we know that at the back of his mind, this is what Sowore has always wanted. And NNAMDI KANU's case is a very perfect one for him to use. And one thing he doesn't also know is that apart from fighting for freedom that NNAMDI KANU has been pursuing, we also know that this guy is doing business. Serious business with the name of Biafra, because he knows that the freedom of Biafrans is very dear to the heart of an average Igbo man. But some of them don't have the understanding, some of them don't have the understanding that the freedom of Biafra land has to be having their own country, having their own president, having their own this and that and that. All a genuine and average Igbo man wants is justice, fairness. That's in this Nigeria that involuntarily they have been captured into, let them be able to succeed. What an Igbo man wants is let his business prosper wherever he is, either it's in the north or it's in Lagos or anywhere, so that he can go back home and show them the glory that God has put upon him while he was outside. NNAMDI KANU has done a lot of business with the name of Biafra. Of course, we know. You know the number of passports that have been created, that have been sold to people who believe that 4 years ago, 3 years ago, or even 2 years ago, that Biafra will have gotten their freedom. But there will be a sovereign nation of Biafra. They were buying passports. They printed currency. They were buying it. They were giving donations. And part of the reasons why IPOB got split is because of money. NNAMDI KANU was mismanaging the money. He was not accountable to them. The people in Europe had to break up. Even in the US, the IPOB in the US, they are not together. They were not together. Because NNAMDI KANU made himself the supreme leader, unquestionable person. Now listen to this tape.
As the leader of IPOB, I am a very powerful man. I know that very well. I can decide who lives or who dies. I can decide to play God if I want to. I have over 2 million men under my command. I can destroy anywhere I want to have destroyed.
NNAMDI KANU said he has the power to decide who lives and who dies. I mean, he has the power to take life. NNAMDI KANU became God to IPOB members. And in fact, by extension, he thinks he's also God to the entire Igbo land. That's why he can ask for somebody to be killed, and they must go and kill him. That's why he can ask for some places to be burnt down, and they must go and do it. That's how powerful he saw himself. And all this is business. Why did you think that NNAMDI KANU was captured in Kenya? Have you taken time to ask yourself, what did he go to Kenya to do? We all knew he was in Britain and was broadcasting from there. At the time he went to the US, he broadcasted from there. How did he get to Kenya? Let me tell you. Because they know that NNAMDI KANU loves money, and he will never be accountable to anybody. He spends at his will. He can go to any country, lodge in any hotel, do whatever he wants. Nobody must question him. So at that time, when they were looking for ways to capture him, because Britain would not just arrest him and give him up, they lured him with money. And part of the people that have been sponsoring him was also the person used. He told him that there's money he must go and carry somewhere, a donation, a huge amount of money. And that money was in Kenya. NNAMDI KANU traveled from Britain without telling his right-hand people, without telling his escorts, without telling the people that mattered, without telling IPOB elders, IPOB chiefs, IPOB, because some of those ranks he gave them were just for nothing. They have no power to do anything. All they need to do is to be tweeting and insulting everybody. NNAMDI KANU went to Kenya without telling anybody because he wanted to go and catch that money, and because he doesn't want them, he doesn't want to be accountable to all of them. Not knowing that the Nigerian government has arranged with some Kenyan officers to capture him. Both Kenya, Interpol, and other security forces. Forget the issue of Kenya saying we didn't know about it. This is a extraordinary extradition, what they call it. Forget about Kenya making that noise publicly. You think Nigerian security forces can actually enter Kenya, carry somebody? without an arrangement. Of course, the Kenyan government will tell you that it's corrupt officers because they want to be responsible. No matter what you think about it, if you like going to ICC, as long as they were able to bring NNAMDI Kanu back to Nigeria to face trial, forget it, ICC will not do anything. The law of the sovereign nation is greater than any other law elsewhere. That's how NNAMDI Kanu was captured. Until today, it's still business because some people still believe Biafra is going to happen today, tomorrow. Do you know that even when Samuel Ekpa that has been convicted now, and I wonder why people think that it's a different case. They think that because Samuel Ekpa has been convicted does not mean that NNAMDI Kanu is guilty. Samuel Ekpa is the product of NNAMDI Kanu. Of course, there's a video, there was a point where NNAMDI Kanu was praising Samuel Ekpa because it's his disciples now. It's his disciple.
You must go and listen to Simon Ekpa, who's doing a very fantastic job. Very great job that Simon Ekpa is doing. Very, very, absolutely fantastic job that he's doing. You must listen to him and share his videos accordingly. Very, very important. He is bringing a new dimension to this very awareness that we are making, and you must listen to him. Very, very important.
What qualifies you to call me a terrorist? What is the criteria for somebody to become a terrorist? I want you to know that what is, what qualifies, if you are calling me a terrorist, you are equally calling Mazi Nnamdi Kanu a terrorist.
Nnamdi Kanu was praising Samuel Ekpa that he's doing a good job. And that was the period where Eastern Security Network and the unknown gunmen were highly active. They killed Dr. Akweli, that's Dr. Dora's husband. They killed some other prominent people. They slaughtered a couple, soldier, that have gone to the east to where Igbo people. And now the Kanu was praising him. So what am I saying? The business is still on. Till now, the Southeast has not recovered from the effects of Nnamdi Kanu and Samuel Ekpa. Just last week, in Ebonyi, these guys were still on the streets, saying they should destroy this, destroy that. Just look at this video.
Live is in Ebonyi Abakaleke at Isheke Market. As you can see, that cake is burning now. It's burning. Burn everything. I don't want anything to remain. Burn it. Destroy them. Destroy everything. Destroy them. Destroy them. Sit at home. Nnamdi Kanu must be released. No Nnamdi Kanu. No peace. No Nnamdi Kanu. No peace happening at Ebonyi, Abakaleke at Isheke Market.
You see? So are we saying that if Nnamdi Kanu is released today, he is going to stop all these boys from operating? I doubt it. Some of these foot soldiers of his, and you can see that a lot of them are illiterate. They only understand good. They don't understand com. We saw the thing that General Gentle the Jack, Gentle the Yahoo, was doing. We saw it live, where he accused some people of stealing or going to steal or going to rob without his permission with his guns, and he shot them. Teenagers, young people. We saw it. I also had a video where his men captured like 3 or 4 men. As in, they removed their head like this, they severed it. Another woman, they cut her 2 breasts, cut her private part, cut her head, and put it on top of her private part, so that on top of her stomach, so that everybody could see. I was laughing at them. These are not videos you can post anywhere. But the video exists. We've seen it. So now, if we must agree to a political solution to the case of NNAMDI KANU and insecurity in the Southeast, first, NNAMDI KANU must admit that those things he did were wrong. He should face his trial to the end. Then they can talk about a soft landing for him. Then he must renounce that style. He must renounce the mission of buying people, of killing people in order to achieve Biafra. He must renounce that. And I think, to be fair to the Nigerian government, he must also refer not to pursue the secession of Biafra in a violent way, or even at all. And I've always said it, even from the beginning, right from 2014, 15, 13, 14, 15, that even if Biafra is going to achieve their dream of having their own country, it can't be through NNAMDI KANU. Because how can you say you are a freedom fighter and you are against almost everybody? The elders, the chiefs, the obas, the governors. How do you want to do it? Because you think that, okay, somebody is supplying you guns, you have access to buying guns from Libya, from Mali and all those places. And I think from Turkey. You think because you have access to these little things, you think you can face a whole Nigerian government. That is self-deception. Even Ojukwu himself realized later that, look, we're not equipped, we're not ready. We don't have what it takes to conquer Nigeria. Forget that story that he held there for 3 years. British is the one that came to, of course, British has interest. A lot of these countries have interest. What do you have in the society that you think 2 or 5 countries will come and gather and support you? So you could realize later, yes, no, this is not right. And much later, he said, no, we have tried this and it never worked. We lost lives. The blood of those 2 people is in Ojukwu head. Because one that declared war against a nation that he is not prepared. He used children as soldiers. He allowed hunger and suffering to affect the people. Until today, they have not recovered. So yes, let's have a diplomatic solution. But it can't be this way that NNAMDI KANU, Simon Ekpa, Gentle the Jack, and all the rest are doing. No. You're only destroying your land. You're only killing your own people. With the way you fought Buhari, did Buhari die in your hand? Didn't he finish his government and left? And at a very ripe old age, he left this country, he left this world. So it wasn't your prayer, it wasn't your fighting, it wasn't your anything that affected Buhari. And Timothy that is here, we also finished his term. There's nothing you can do. So all your violent protests and everything, and the killings in Imo State, in Anambra, in Ebonyi, it's your people you are destroying. So which messiah, which freedom fighter derive joy in reducing his own population just because they don't agree with you? That's a dictator in the making. In fact, that's a dictator already being made. And I remember that time we were all fighting, we were all criticizing him, and I said, look, the way you are going about this thing is not right. There are many people, Igbo elites, that will have supported you, but you saw them as enemies. You even insulted people who are in Redeemed Christian Church of God, Deeper Life, or Yedepo's Church, Living Faith. Igbo people that are in those churches. You insulted them, you called them fools, you called them all sorts of names. Because the GO of those churches, the leaders, the pastors of those churches are Yorubas. How can you antagonize all the people that will have helped you achieve your aim? It's not possible. It's not possible. So insecurity in the East must be stopped. And if NNAMDI KANU has power to reduce it, yes, so let's follow that political solution. But at that, even if he even has power, has he not called for a stoppage of sit at home on Mondays? Has it stopped? It has not stopped. People still live in fear on Mondays. The last time I went to the east, they have to smuggle me from Onitsha to cross over to Asaba before I found my way back to Lagos. So you see, what are we saying? This protest, I strongly believe, has an ulterior motive. That is what we need to find out. And I don't think any Igbo man should let himself be fooled by Sowore. Because, okay, now will this protest force the Nigerian government to release him? No. Already we know there's a case in court. This case in court will have ended long ago and we have had the sentence, either he's going to jail or not, we'll have known. But NNAMDI KANU decided to employ clowns as lawyers. Look at the kind of lawyers he has. Lawyers that want to prove that they know more than the judges. And NNAMDI KANU himself is proving that he knows more than his lawyers and the judges. You recruit lawyers that you cannot listen to. Lawyers you can tell shut up in court. Lawyers you will threaten to slap. Ezekome was in his legal team before. He withdrew. Why? Because I believe that Ezekome is too big to be told shut up. The delays in all this legal matter is still because of these lawyers. Look at these lawyers now. They have abandoned the court case because as a lawyer, I don't think that you have a case in court, an existing case in court, and you go everywhere talking about it, go to the media, to market, to trader, to everybody. And now, instead of finding how you open your defense and defend this guy in court, you are joining Sowore and telling them the things that you could not even say in court. Just look at the lawyers. Clowns. Some of them cannot even look at NNAMDI KANU's face. They can't look at his eyeballs. The other one is even better. I mean, he's still controlling his temper. But see this short one with birds. That guy's supposed to be in Hollywood.
This is a public document. Brought in by the medical council through the prosecution. So they serve us this thing today. And if you watch there in this particular medical report, you can see all the ailments they say that Mazi KANU is suffering from. And surprisingly, somebody that has all these particular issues, you now, in the last paragraph, to say that from your own distance, you can stand trial. Somebody that is passing through all these ailments. Having said that, too, go to make a consequential order. Say, please, go and examine him and report back to me. They never examined Mazi KANU, only for them to come up with this report. Nigerian Medical Council, they should be very careful because this is a professional body and you are expected to act professionally. In your report, you are expected, I'm not a medical doctor, but I'm a practicing lawyer. You are expected to show that on this particular day, we obtained his specimen. We carried out this lab and the lab showed this. We are talking about somebody's life, for goodness sake. You cannot just enter into your office room and you open your system and start writing trash. And you want court to rely on it. And surprisingly, we are expected to take a date for us to go. And because when the court gave us an opportunity to respond, we are ought to have taken a date to confer from our clients. It was when NNAMDI KANU said, what? We are the people that even gave NNAMDI KANU this thing. When the court was about to sit, we are talking about somebody's life. Of course, as a matter of this thing, the Igbos are on trial. This is a war against the Igbos.
Not even Nollywood in Lagos or anywhere. Asaba Nollywood. That's what it should be. And be acting. So what are we saying? They have delayed this case all this while. Court says they file a motion for extraordinary rendition. The case went up to appeal court, up to Supreme Court, and Supreme Court said you have a case to answer. They file another one, and the court still say you have a case to answer. Now they are talking about his health. That he needs to travel, he cannot stand trial, this and that and that. The court look at the case. The Federal National Medical Association of Nigeria should look at the matter, test him, confirm whether he's fit to stand trial or not. They did, and they come out with the results that he is fit to stand trial. His sickness or the illness is not life-threatening, that cannot be handled in Nigeria. And what are his lawyers doing? They go to the market. They've gone to Wawakaru. They've gone to taco markets, mobilizing people for a protest. Are these lawyers? Does it mean NNAMDI Kanu cannot afford a fearless, bold, and intelligent lawyers to defend him? Because all these people have done is that they are just wasting his time, dragging the matter. And no matter how you drag it, does he come back to face the case? So that is what we're saying. Now, back to Sowore, because actually this video is about Sowore and his orange beret guys. What is Sowore's motive? You think Sowore loves Igbo? You think he has the love and the interest of the Southeast in mind, at heart? I don't think so. Sowore will jump at every opportunity. It has come to a point that many of the people of the Southeast want security, peace, and fairness and justice. That is what they should be portraying. And to think that the justice that will affect the whole of the Southeast people is the release of NNAMDI Kanu is delusion. If Sowore actually loves Igbo people, tell him to start supporting Peter Obi. Because Ada would like to know right now, the symbol of progress, the symbol of political relevance that will make Igbo people to feel relaxed is Peter Obi. That is the symbol. So if Sowore loves Igbo very well, tell him to start supporting Peter Obi. Let him show his love to Igbo. Let him rally around this coming election. Starting from now, let him say, look, all of us, revolution now, everybody, let's put our face. It doesn't mean that after we will win or not. But that will go a long way to show that, yeah, this guy, we love Igbo. But all these things you are doing is bravado. And it is because Sowore has an ulterior motive. I don't want to be specific about who he's working for, but I know that in the political history of Nigeria, there are fifth columnists that all they want is the destabilization of this country. That's why I'm always against fake news and misinformation, because these are the things that people carry about. Fake news. There are journalists, there are media people, there are social media handles that are being paid to push forth this false narrative, including the one of genocide of Christians in Nigeria. That's the latest. And just watch it. You'll see how the whole thing will pan together. This is now the NNAMDI Kanu matter and genocide of Christians. They will cook up all the lies together and put it on social media and people will spread it. You think the America doesn't know the truth? So there are fifth columnists. There are countries, there are companies that will benefit more if Nigeria is destabilized and there is chaos, there is revolution, there is violent revolution. Countries that sell guns, countries that want to mine our mineral resources, they're all over there. The same thing they did for Libya. The same thing they are doing for Congo. How many times has America spoken about Congo? All the Western countries are benefiting from it. So if Nigeria is destabilized today, do you know how many lives will be lost? Do you know how many people will be displaced? And who benefits from all these things? It's the Western world. The same people you are reporting to. I know those times when NNAMDI KANU will be calling ICC supporting us, UN has done this, America is going to bring, is going to give us guns and all this. I know that all these things are lies. It's part of the business he's doing to make people donate more money. Even until this week, in court, he's acting for fundraising.
Give me how much can I fundraise? Give me this. Then the uncle and the rising sun and the ambassadors. All over the world. I gave the order.
He's not appealing, though. He's commanding. I gave the order. So, my dear Southeast brethren, don't be distracted. What Sowore is doing is pure distraction. God forbid, if this protest goes south, who do you think will be held responsible? But I know it will not go south. It's okay to protest. That's what the Constitution guarantees, both locally and international law. It's our right to protest. So they can go ahead with the protest. The Nigerian government should not be high-handed in handling the matter. The Nigerian government should not even seek court injunction to stop it. Let them protest. Let the innocent civilians that will be going about their daily business, let them be protected. Government institutions, let them be protected. So that hooligans will not join them in the protest and start destroying places. But, Igbo, don't be distracted. Don't be distracted. Focus on good governance. In fact, the whole Southeast people should start focusing on their governors, on their councillors, on their House of Rep members, on the senators representing their constituencies, on even street chairman, market leaders. Demand accountability from them. Demand good governance from them. Demand an atmosphere for development. Because when you talk about marginalization, has any Yoruba man come to rule in Imo State, or in Anambra State, or Abia State? Has any Hausa man been the governor there? Has any non-Igbo man come to represent you in the National Assembly? No. Focus on your governors. Are they doing well? Are they accountable? Are they using the funds that they are getting, no matter how little it is? Not even now that they are getting triple of the allocation they used to get in previous years or from previous administration. Are they using those funds well? Are they building the roads? Are they focusing on education? Are they fighting insecurity? Those are the things that matter. Those are the things we should focus on. Enough of this concentration on federal government, the president, whatever. The people that affect your life directly, they are the governors. They are the local government chairmen. Focus on them and see if there will not be change in the Southeast. Hold them accountable for even insecurity. They get enough from security votes. And to a large extent, they have control over the security forces that work directly with them. When it's not federal matter, how will the governor say cannot liaise with the police commissioner or liaise with the army to fight security? I'm not saying they will command them, but at least, just like Lagos State is doing, there should be joint task forces that will fight this matter. Enough of federal government, enough of president, and all the insults and all the criticism that doesn't really affect you directly. So yeah, let's focus on our governors and our local government chairmen and the people we send to National Assembly and see if there won't be change in Igbo land. But for this thing Sowore is doing is pure distraction. He doesn't love Igbo people more than Igbo people love themselves. And if he thinks they actually love Igbo people, let him start supporting Mr. Obi. Let's see. And as for NNAMDI KANU, let him go through the court process. Let his lawyers begin to open their defense. Let them defend him and prove that he is innocent the way they have been saying. Because the evidence is there. Evidence, yakpa. Let the lawyers go and do their work in court and stop all this drama they are doing with Sowore. It's not going to help. And if NNAMDI KANU is found guilty, let him face the law. Many people have died because of his instructions, because of his orders. Let him face it. And if he's found guilty, let him face it. If he's found innocent, then let him be released. But not that while the case is going on in court, some charlatans will just come up and say, we want to protest, free NNAMDI KANU, free NNAMDI KANU. No. Let him face the courts. Let him face the consequence of his actions. Then maybe later we can start talking about pardon or talk about reducing the penalty for whatever is going to face it. But to say he's innocent, he should not be tried, never. Thank you. And by the way, if you like this cap, you can order from me. Udodi.